Dr. Theresa Harris, a clinical research scientist for Columbus Research and Wellness and cosmetic formulator for Shea Natural Products. She is the industry leader on shea butter and shea butter formulations in the United States. A highly sought-after expert, Dr. Harris lectures and trains scientists, chemists, and manufacturers on the science of shea butter.
Hello, I'm Dr. Theresa Harris, a clinical research scientist who conducts clinical trials for leading pharmaceutical companies. I'm also a naturopath who formulates natural cosmetics for various companies. As a founder of Shea Naturals, a wellness company, I also formulate shea butter-based products here in the United States. I will be educating you on what shea butter is and giving you the many benefits of shea butter and its applications. Shea butter is an extract from the shea butter tree, also known as the karité tree, from the sub-Saharan region of Africa. The butter is made by the roasting and boiling and separation of the seed from this fruit. It is about the size of a walnut, and it has been known for centuries for its medicinal purpose as well as moisturizing and healing properties. Is its healing fraction and its moisturizing fraction. Butters like cocoa butter and mango butter are great as well and have healing fractions and moisturizing fractions. However, shea butter is far superior and outweighs the healing fractions of many oils that we commonly use for our hair, body, and skin. For example, oils and butters such as cocoa butter and mango butter, and oils such as grapeseed, jojoba, olive oil, their moisturizing and healing fractions are so low in comparison to shea butter that it's generally, when you compare, it's almost comparing apples to oranges. So for shea butter, its healing fraction is far superior and better than any other oils that we commonly use in cosmetic applications. Everyone should use shea butter. Shea butter is great for all skin types and ethnicities. In fact, every skin type should use shea butter unless there's a shea butter allergy. When it comes to dry, crack, eczema, psoriatic skin, shea butter is far better than most butters on the market. The different grades of shea butter are grades A through F, similar to a report card, with obviously the grade A being superior and grade F being, well, you know, terrible. Shea butter that is graded A is shea butter that is certified to be free of harmful contaminants such as mold, yeast, mildew, bacteria. And grades F obviously are grades that don't meet that criteria. Also, we're looking at the healing fraction and the moisturizing fraction of these grades, with grade A at least having a minimum of 6% healing fraction, and with those that are grade F obviously having very little to no healing or moisturizing fraction at all. Most shea butters that is graded A is usually from an approved vendor from the American Shea Butter Institute. Unfortunately, many of the shea butters or resellers of shea butter that are local or in the flea markets and salons are not grade A shea butter. Shea butter needs to be temperature monitored as well as being kept from hands so that you won't have the harmful contaminants that can contaminate the shea butter. Unrefined and refined shea butters are the two types of shea butter. Unrefined shea butter is the pure raw shea butter that has retained its moisturizing and healing properties, whereas the refined shea butter is shea butter that has been deodorized and decolorized. For example, many of the high-end salons and cosmetic manufacturers use its refined shea butter because they don't want the malodor from the organic shea butter, as well as the yellow to bright yellow color that's original to shea butter. So in the refining process, a gas is chemically infused into the shea butter to remove the odor as well as the color of the shea butter. This also reduces, if not kills, the healing fracture of the shea butter itself, although it does retain the moisturizing fracture. I believe all shea butter should be lab tested if it's going to be applied to the hair, skin, or the body. Currently here in the United States, the only approved lab for certifying shea butter is the American Shea Butter Institute. Here you get the guarantee that your shea butter has been lab tested free of harmful contaminants such as mold, mildew, and yeast. And if you're applying it to the skin, you want that guarantee that this product does not contain any harmful contaminants. As a consumer, there's no way that you can visually inspect the shea butter to certify whether or not it's free from contaminants such as mold, mildew, yeast, and bacteria. The best way to ensure that you're getting quality shea butter is get your shea butter or purchase your shea butter from an approved vendor from the American Shea Butter Institute, or from a vendor that carries a certificate of analysis showing and displaying that the shea butter or that batch of shea butter has been lab tested and free of contaminants. No, unfortunately, because there are so many shea butters on the market in retail stores now that are not authentic shea butter, where people have gone in and actually added fillers and additives to the shea butter. Unless you are a scientist or a chemist, it's going to be virtually impossible to look at shea butter and inspect it free of harmful contaminants. When you look at the market today, there's a plethora of medications and there's a plethora of products on the market that says quote unquote shea butter products or made with shea butter products. Shea butter products here, I've learned that the vast majority of them carry anywhere from 3 to 5% of shea butter, much of which is not approved shea butter. The various colors of shea butter vary from the shea butter belt region. So you can get shea butter that is a very creamy light beige to a very faint yellow, such as margarine. But when looking at color variations, the best way to determine whether or not it's authentic, although you can't visually say that it's authentic shea butter, is really look at at least two characteristics of it being a light creamy beige to a faint yellow, similar to margarine, what you see in the store today. The different colors do not change the grade quality unless the shea butter itself has been refined. I believe that shea butter should be refrigerated, although it's not necessary. Shea butter that is temperature monitored is great because it's retaining many of the bioactive ingredients, and obviously with bioactive ingredients, with time it does break down and degrade. If you want to delay that degradation, putting it in the refrigerator will delay this onset. Typically, if you keep it refrigerated when not in use, it would probably delay that by a matter of months. The shelf life of shea butter is about 18 months. However, when refrigerated, I've seen shea butter last with its bioactive ingredients greater than 24 months. I think it's important to note that shea butter, no matter what container it is in, doesn't give you the authority to state whether or not the shea butter is good quality. What's going to give you that assurance of a good quality shea butter is the vendor itself. you're going to make sure that that vendor has or certificate of analysis or is able to provide some type of authentication of the shea butter itself. It really doesn't matter what container it is, as long as that container is a sterile container. I actually became aware of shea butter through a skin condition that I have called eczema. And I had used several shea butter products over the counter that just was great products as far as feeling good and satiny on the skin. However, none of them actually corrected the skin problem that I had. When I purchased great quality organic shea butter that was free of harmful contaminants, I actually got skin relief and skin improvement. And I began to understand that the reason why many people were not getting relief from using shea butter was that the shea butter itself that they were using really contained a lot of harmful ingredients, if not bacterial agents. Here in the United States, we've only utilized shea butter for the cosmetic industry. However, there are emerging technologies for industrial uses for shea butter, as well as food grade uses for shea butter. In Europe, shea butter itself is used as a substitute for cocoa butter or a co-ingredient with cocoa butter for making chocolate. So here in the United States, much of the chocolate that we're consuming here in America actually contains shea butter.